Welcome back to the pod you're looking for. I'm Josh. This is Sam. And today's Disclosure Day.
It is Disclosure
All
Day.
cards on the table, man.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
That's right, dude.
The next Steven Spielberg epic is here.
Oh.
We're ready to divulge. You ready?
Yeah.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
How was your week?
Great.
Dude?
It was a good week.
Yeah?
It was a good week. I'm sure it was a much better week for you. You want to talk about this a little
I'll
bit?
tell you what.
Our main news piece today, there's one other thing, but look at this.
It's not often that you feel proud to don the old Knicks jersey, but here we are, dude. I was telling you, I started rooting. I mean, a lifelong New Yorker, but I started rooting for this team when they drafted Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson, and they were like, it was a disaster of a year. But it was like, it was almost like so bad that you were like, all right, I'll just stay on this train because when they are finally good, it's going to feel great. Mm-hmm. And now they're there, and it just kind of feels surreal. It's wild. It's like usually I don't dig the whole like all the celebrities show up at the game because it's like you're taking up the seats from the real fans or whatever.
Yes.
But like the thing about like the Knicks fan base that's so cool is like these like celebrities like Timothy Chalamet and Adam Sandler. It's like they're like just as diehard as the regular person.
Right. Yeah.
So it's always fun to see like the camera cut to like all the different celebrities and, and they're all freaking out. And that's pretty fun.
I'm with you. I didn't like Taylor Swift being there, dude. The other day I saw her at the Cavs game wearing Cavs merch.
Oh, really?
And I know
the other day?
Yeah, I heard that she's actually a Knicks fan.
Is she?
But like still,
she
you can't be wearing Cavs merch to Game 7.
No.
Like, what are we doing?
No.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm not the world's biggest fan of like the celebrity like showing up at the game. Like I think back to like Rob Lowe at the NFL game wearing just the NFL hat. It just had the NFL logo on it.
Yeah. it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, right. It was more just like promote your movie.
I'm so with you, dude. Timothy Chalamet has risen so high in my like stock of people I would want to meet outside of
He's
you know
cool
what I mean,
dude.
like the movies. Like he seems so cool.
He's a cool.
I used to think he was such a like you know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
and
I do.
The more I see the stuff of him outside of his movies, I'm like, dude, this guy rocks.
Yeah, and every time they have like him pop up on the jumbotron, they always
With
show
the-
that like
yes,
listen,
the-
guy you've
from-
seen.
yes.
But it's like let's go Knicks, and then it shows him and he's always like fired up. But yeah,
Dude, that gets you
Ben
fired
Stiller's
up.
the other one. Ben Stiller's my guy with the Walter Mitty. But,
Yeah, dude.
he's my dude. Did you see he's filming a documentary on the Knicks finals run?
Oh, really?
He's doing it like from he's mixing in like footage from whatever, like legit footage with he's been filming the whole thing on his camera on the side.
Dude, that's crazy.
On the court side.
That'd be cool.
So he's like mixing in footage from his iPhone. That's I don't know. He's doing some documentary about the finals run that they just had. But yeah, crazy.
Wow.
But,
yeah, dude. When we're
exciting.
recording this is the Friday right now, so there's a chance
so
when
they're
this
up-
episode comes out that they could have won the finals.
it's possible, dude. Yeah, they're up 3-1. We'll see. We'll see.
possible.
Now that I put this on, they're probably gonna
choke all three. No way. Is there part of you sometimes with these things? You're like, I almost want them to lose Game 5 just so they can go back to the Garden and win it in Game 6.
Yes. No.
You know what I'm saying? Just to
yes.
celebrate there instead of
Yes.
having to do it. I always think it kills the vibe a lot when the
Yeah.
team wins and the other. It's cool.
Especially New York.
Yeah. Like you want them so badly just to have this moment.
Right. I remember, I mean, I've never had the privilege of being to a Knicks game myself in person, but I remember even back in the day, 2017, when they were 25 wins behind the next team up, I remember it was like, you know, you'd reach the 2-minute mark at the end of the game, and like this, and if they were within like 5 points, it didn't matter if they were the last place team in the league by a large margin. It's like that entire stadium was on their feet. Like everyone just wanted to see if they could pull it off, and like the fan base, and I leave out like all of the psychos that are like flipping cars and like jumping off telephone poles. In the
Right,
city.
yeah.
Like I take those people. Did you see the people like turning over like a Five Guys? There were people that like
What?
they jumped the counter in like a Five Guys and just started like throwing all like the French fries.
Why?
It was I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
It's just like nuts. People just going crazy. It's the New York fans being excited, and then like these random jamokes just getting wild about it.
Yes. And they ruin it.
But I just think like the actual fan base is so enraptured by the team and passionate about the sport and just the culture of New York basketball that like you just want them to, like you said, be home when it happens. Like you just want to see that for them.
so
you know?
badly.
But yeah, no, enough about whatever. We'll see. I can't talk too much in case they lose, but
No, I would be stunned.
yeah.
How do you as the Spurs come back from that? I mean, that's
I don't
just
know.
demoralizing.
Can I say I think Wembanyama is going to be great for a really long time in the league, but I don't think he has like enough postseason experience under his belt to really be that guy to like take the team to that place himself. I don't think he's that guy.
He could
yet.
be, but it's like, dude, that's a tough first. That's a tough first finals appearance, man. To choke
It
like
is,
that because
dude.
they easily should have won this
It's a
series.
tough atmosphere.
They easily could have won this series.
100%. 100%. Yeah, but I think it's somebody in the comment section of one post was like, the Knicks are really about to win the finals based on the power of friendship alone. And I, like, there's just nothing, like, I haven't seen a team like this in a while where it really is just like a group of guys who on their own wouldn't be anything special, but like together just
Well,
make up, like, a
Anunoby,
really,
I mean, what the heck?
He's unbelievable.
He's unreal.
I woke my family up just hooting and hollering in the living room. I could not believe when he came out of nowhere, dude. He was at like a half court.
1 second.
He was at like half court when Brunson took that shot, and he just ended up like at the. It was nuts. I couldn't believe it. My dad and I were freaking out. But
Crazy.
yeah, anyway, so there you go. So fingers crossed. Prayers up.
Other huge news this week, dude, was apparently there was some sort of stuff. I have tried so hard to avoid everything with it because I don't want anything spoiled for me.
Me too. I haven't.
So we're not going to go into spoilers at all on this because of that. Apparently, the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie just leaked. Like very low quality type of stuff. Maybe you can further explain some of this, but
so it
just
feels
crazy
like this,
stuff.
It feels like this happens once every couple months, but Sony had another security breach, and the entire movie, with unfinished special effects, leaked somewhere online. And what I understand the situation is one person had the file, and they were trying to find like a group of limited people that were willing to pay enough to get the footage from them. So it was like they were holding the footage and they were willing to like sell it to people for an enormous profit. So the leak isn't widespread. Like the actual digital footage leak of the movie is not widespread, but the info around what leaked is pretty widely circulated online. So I'm the same way, dude. I've been trying like all know-it-all to avoid everything online, because we're so close. It's only 4.5, 5 weeks away. You've made it this far, but yeah, if you're not wanting to see anything about the movie, it's out there. So be careful. But yeah,
I don't know if you're this way too. Like even when they do the next trailer, I totally don't even want to watch it.
No, we've made it this far.
Yeah, like I don't want to see more stuff, man. I feel like they gave us just enough that you're like, all right, I'm in.
I agree.
Now leave it.
I agree. I remember because I see a lot of people complaining, where's the next trailer? Where's the next trailer?
Dude, why do you want it?
I remember when Endgame came out and people were clamoring. They were saying when that first teaser came out with Tony in the ship talking to Pepper, I remember people were like, leave it. Leave it. We're good. Like, we don't want to see anything else. And to be fair, when they did dole out other trailers, they were very vague. I mean, it showed the first, 20 minutes of the movie. The trailers were not deep. But I just remember people were like, I don't want to see anything else. And now it's like, that's a problem, and I disagree. I say just leave it. Leave it ambiguous.
Yeah, people already want to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day anyway. Like, I don't really understand it. The only time I've ever checked out a trailer, really, like, legit, is either for the sake of the podcast or for it being something I've literally never heard of.
It's the most viewed trailer of all time, and it was the most viewed in its opening, its first weekend it was out. Yeah. I mean, the demand is there. You're not going to stir anymore.
One of my favorite things that I've been doing lately with you is we've been going to a lot of different movies that maybe you and I wouldn't have gone to before.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun. The other part I've loved with it is I have not been watching a single trailer for these movies. Like, really at all. Except for the ones that are so huge that you kind of can't avoid it.
No, you're right.
But, like, for instance, when I saw The Drama a couple months ago, I went in, and I had literally not a single clue what was going to happen.
Oh, that's cool.
So every time you're watching it, you're like, what is going on?
That's cool,
It's just so much cooler when everything's just being kind of fed to you right on the moment, you know?
Sweet.
I love that. So
I was kind of that way with Obsession. I hadn't seen any of the trailers.
Yeah.
And the only thing I had seen from the movie was the scene where she stood up and was saying, like, no over and over again. And we're going to talk about Obsession later in this episode. That was the only thing I saw. So I didn't know about, like, I guess you could call it pseudo-possession. I didn't know about, like, those themes. I didn't know about the One Wish Willow thing. I didn't know about, like, Bear and the dynamic. Like, I didn't know anything but just that.
Yes.
And so I actually thought it was just he was with a crazy person. And so that was so cool to see that kind of, like,
come together.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Do you want to give a laydown or a lowdown? What am I looking for? Layout of the episode. Layout of the episode here.
You want to lay down?
You want to...
Yeah, we're gonna dive into, first and foremost, the most pressing thing. We're gonna dive into Disclosure Day. Disclosure Day just dropped last night as of this recording, and we're gonna review that now. We're gonna rate, review, spoiler free, spoiler talk. I mean, for those who care, and then we're gonna go into Obsession. We've talked about Obsession on and off over the last couple weeks, but we haven't officially reviewed and rated. And I saw Obsession on Monday for the first time. I needed to catch it before it left theaters. So we're going to talk about Obsession, and then we have a little bit of, I think, just general movie talk at the end. I think, right?
Movie talk. We're also going to be doing a little bit of, like, I think we're doing a tier list today on Spielberg.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing
talking
some Spielberg
a few
stuff.
Spielberg things as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Maybe after Disclosure Day. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
maybe after
figure
Obsession,
out,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we're starting with Disclosure Day, I believe. So
next couple weeks too. By the time you're seeing this episode, look 3 days from there, 4 days ish. I'd say.
Yep.
Light Force podcast episode will be dropping. That'll be cool. And
recording on Monday, dropping Thursday, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
And we finally got our date set, right?
Yep.
Date is set.
We're recording with Duct Takes the last Saturday in June. So
yes. So look forward to that. I think that should be early July, right? That should be coming out then?
It should be the first, probably Monday in July, maybe.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're excited.
Dude,
Very
that's
excited.
awesome.
And we got a couple more dates for a couple other guests, but we'll reveal those at other times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everything's moving great. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Disclosure Day, dude.
You want to start us off with a rating?
Yeah.
Our rating of Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. 3, 2, 1.
Flat 4. Just a flat 4. What about you?
I'll go 4.8.
We're not high on this movie.
No.
And we knew we weren't walking out. You and I don't usually talk spoilers right out of movies. Or like our thoughts, I mean.
Yeah.
We were not shying away from talking about this movie.
Can I say I'm disappointed? Not because of the movie. I'm disappointed because I love to disagree with you on this podcast, and I was so excited because
I'd be high on it?
Because I was hoping, you know what, people are high on this movie, and clearly there's something that people are seeing in it. And I sat through it, and I was like, I am not feeling it at all. And so then I was really disappointed when I kind of realized you were not feeling it as well, because I was thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm glad we're at least on the same page, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to have some beef about it.
I'm sure there's going to be a movie at some point that we're both highly anticipating that we're going to be divided on.
Yeah.
But this is not one of them.
No.
We were with a group of people, and all of them hated this movie.
You know what's funny is all of these people's Letterboxd posts, like, everyone I follow had it very high, and then everyone we were with at that theater just clean sweeped it.
The only ratings I see below 5-star, or I'm sorry, 5 out of 10, it's the people we were with.
Yeah,
we're following.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know what people saw that like we were missing, but
I wish I saw it. You know what I mean? Like I wish I knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I wish I saw what they saw.
I was like, you did see it.
I know. I wish I knew what they were talking about.
I know.
And I don't even feel like it's a highly uneducated perspective I'm looking at this movie from. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
Me too.
Spoiler free.
Yeah, spoiler free. That's a great point. Aside from the issues I have with it, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that feels like it's a thing you need to say where it's like, hey, I enjoyed this, but also I have so many issues with it that made me kind of not enjoy it. There's issues, and I also just didn't enjoy it. That's kind of where I was. They do a lot of mystery stuff going on where they kind of explore things that might be happening. They do a lot where they bring up like specific plot points where they're trying to go for some bigger, deeper thing, right? Where like there's something huge overlaying this whole thing where you're like, let me try to connect these dots.
Yeah.
But they kind of very briefly give it to you. And I like movies that do that a lot. To reference Arrival, they do the same thing where they kind of just show you little nuggets. And then right when you get to the end, they have given you enough nuggets that you're like, oh my gosh, this is what they're doing. But it's not right in your face. This was like, they're giving you like a nugget, and then they're thinking that they're being all deep with doing that, and then at the end they're going to show you everything that they showed you and be like, see, look, this is the thing that you were missing, you know? But like, they don't explain it at all. I was underwhelmed by that. I was underwhelmed by like what actually happens in the story. I thought they were going to do a lot more grandiose type of things that they could have done, made it feel a bit more like a world apocalyptic feeling. Yep. And you don't really get into that at all.
Yeah. The movie is marketed as the third movie in Steven Spielberg's unofficial Alien trilogy. You have E.T., you have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and now you have Disclosure Day. And he wanted it to be kind of the stages of humanity discovering life outside of themselves. In E.T., what if there was one person who knew what was going on? In Close Encounters, it was like, what if the secret became harder to contain? And then in Disclosure Day, it was like, what if we just revealed this to the world? How would they react if they knew that we weren't alone? And so the premise of the movie, without spoiling anything, it's essentially from the moment the Roswell incident happens 70 years ago to now, what if the government has been covering up terabytes of data involving extraterrestrial life, not just out there, but that has come to Earth? Mm-hmm. What if they knew? What if it was like a deep-rooted cover-up with presidents and government officials and CIA and FBI? Like, what if all of them knew and the general public had no clue what was happening? And so, you have like world wars and stuff circulating in the news, but what if those were less actual current events that were happening and more events that were being perpetrated to distract from the real truth that's out there? And what if one person within that government decided that the secret belonged to the people and decided to do something about it? That's the premise of the movie.
Yes.
And the movie is very much marketed in promotional material as an alien invasion movie. Not just what if this secret got out because somebody decided to do something in service of the people, but what if the aliens just made themselves too known to be covered up? And so going into this, I expected them to lean much more into that. And to be completely fair to the movie, whenever the movie is about the government cover-up, whenever it is about the alien invasion, I mean, the movie is at its best.
It's great.
The best scenes in the movie are about the stuff that was marketed in the trailers.
Yes.
The problem is that's not what the movie's about.
Yes.
And so you have an issue where you have this amazing movie in theory that's marketed as the amazing movie in theory, and then the movie is more just about people. And there's so many better ways you could have done that, and I just feel like the movie, it's stacked with these characters that, like you said, this groundwork it keeps on being laid on top of itself for, oh, this character can do this thing, but you don't know what it's about, and this character knows this character, but they don't know how, and oh, these characters are connected somehow, and oh, this person's after this person because of something that we don't know yet, and it just keeps happening, and so you're compartmentalizing these things all throughout the movie, and you're like, all right, I gotta remember this for later, and then it all comes to a head, and then at the end of the movie, without really spoiling anything, the movie is really just essentially what it was marketed as, and so you reach the end, and it becomes just a government cover-up alien invasion movie like we thought it would be, but then on the flip side, you're walking out of it, and you're like, but we just spent 2.5 hours building up this other stuff.
Yes.
And now that has no resolution.
Right.
Because you just got back to what we thought you were.
Right. Yes.
And
you put that perfectly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And so you walk out kind of just underwhelmed, mm-hmm. not because the movie wasn't what it was marketed as in the end, but because in the movie itself, it became something entirely different. And so you have these two opposing things that just don't mix. Mm-hmm. And it's such a bummer. Because when the movie goes back to what it thought it was what we thought it was in the promotional material, it's great.
Yep.
But it very quickly takes itself out of it and moves back into this messy slop that kind of just doesn't make any sense in the confines of what it was trying to be.
Mm-hmm. You put that perfectly. Yeah. Exactly like you said. They bring all these character things up. These things. They're all connected somehow. You don't really know how. They show you the connection at the end, mm-hmm. but they don't show you the why.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, this happened. Why?
Yeah.
Why did they want this? And I'll say this in spoilers, but like, all those types of things. Like, why is that the case? Mm-hmm. It becomes a lot more of like a classic idiot goon squad trying to come after you, running from them the whole time,
right?
With like weird little nuggets here and there of alien life is how I felt. And it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that I felt like were really bad as far as just like the movie breaking its own rules. Like, you know when sometimes things are just so uberly like convenient and dumb, you feel like it's like, all right, come on. Things like that. Mm-hmm. Some just like really horrendous bits of dialogue, I'd say. Some of the points, like the acting performances were good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like they had nothing to work with. That there were some points you're like, all right, man. There's a scene with Josh O'Connor's character and his girlfriend where they're talking, and she's like, now's that time. You got to show me. And it's just, it's really not good. It's really bad. Yeah. There were a lot of points. Again, we're with people, so a lot of times it's different when you and I are just together because we're just kind of like, all right, we can maybe look at this way. It was interesting watching it with just kind of a few more like objective people.
Yeah.
And looking down at people being like,
yes.
I was like, okay.
People who aren't necessarily like live and die by the movie experience, mm-hmm. people.
Yeah.
Who were leaned back in their chairs like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so then you kind of know, you're like, all right, so this isn't just me, this movie mm-hmm. really does have problems.
Right.
I feel so bummed about that too, because you know how I feel about Steven Spielberg. Some of his best movies are in my top 20. Some of his most mid-tier movies are in my top 50. I love the guy, like half to death. I love Steven Spielberg. This was just not it, man. And I semi disagree with the argument that like his time as a solid director is behind him. I think he still has it in him, but like I feel like this movie, like I said it in my review on Letterboxd, it feels like this is like Steven Spielberg's Tenet, where Christopher Nolan just got too engulfed in his own idea, to where I'm sure in Christopher Nolan's head, he made that movie completely operating under the assumption that like everyone just knew as much about the lore as he did, and it's just not the case. Like I think Steven Spielberg made this movie thinking that just because things made sense about it in his head that they would click for us. And you kind of have to go a little bit more of an extra mile. I think about, and not to hate, but I think about how like James Gunn made like Peacemaker or Superman or whatever and kind of left key details out of the plot. And then people on Twitter were like, what is wrong? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then he was like, oh, well, don't you get it? You know, I when I was writing them, I was just thinking it would be X, Y, Z. And you're like, well, you can say that. But, like, the fact is you didn't put that in the movie. Like, you can, in your head, know that that's what's happening, but unless you really articulate that as a filmmaker, we don't get it. Like, we're not idiots, but you kind of have to hold our hand through certain things. You know what I mean? Like, we're new to this idea. You've been making this movie for 3 years. This is the first time we're seeing this. You got to help us a little bit.
Yes, there's a difference between making the audience work to figure it out and then making something impossible.
Yes, right. And
it's like you just didn't give us anything.
Yes, and frankly, I'm not here to research what Disclosure Day was trying to tell me after the fact. I'm here to figure it out in the theater.
It left you with a feeling of not being like holy cow, like I need to sit and think on that because I really want to. It's more like that just annoyed me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't really understand why you left it that way.
Right.
I get kind of sick, dude, of these people in the film space, but as well as directors that feel like when they make a movie that like mystery is like such a cool thing in movies, yes, but like they have almost swapped mystery for plot hole.
Yeah.
And like we've kind of just mixed that. And I feel like sometimes people just feel like they can bring something up and like themselves not have a bigger explanation for why that's happening. But because it's something that's kind of just mystery, hey, the audience can try and figure it out. And that works occasionally if it's done well. But when it's not, it just really ticks me off.
It's just bad writing.
Yes.
That's a great take.
It's
that's
so
a really
bad.
Great take.
I don't know. I'm done with that.
No, well put. And I think for Steven Spielberg, touching more on the Tenet thing, like Christopher Nolan, the reason Tenet works is because none of his movies make sense. Like Interstellar, I mean, you can kind of jump through a few hoops to put pieces together. You really got to do some mental gymnastics to figure out like why in the black hole, like he can communicate through memories and like flicking that memory like knocks the book off the shelf or the watch off the shelf or like you can and then how somehow they're able to break through the fifth dimension to take him back out and he's back on this like you can jump through the mental gymnastics to get to where he's trying to have you as an audience member. And like same with like Oppenheimer. Sometimes his flashbacks from like the present to like the past in Oppenheimer's young life, like it's a little bit jarring at first, but you can kind of catch on because you're familiar with Christopher Nolan's style and you can kind of like make those connections. All right, we're in black and white now. This is the past and oh, okay, so I got to keep track of that. Like you can do it. And so when he makes no sense in Tenet, you can enjoy it as an action movie because you're used to Christopher Nolan movies not making any sense and making you feel like you're a total cross-eyed drooler. Steven Spielberg is an action movie maker, and moreover, he's one of the his films are some of the easiest to just understand and latch onto in the history of film. There's never been a Steven Spielberg movie in my head that I can recall where I have to place myself in like an upper tier of thinking to try and latch onto the story. I mean, Raiders, easy globe-trotting adventure, E.T., alien movie with heart, West Side Story even. So like just great musical. Like I think of like all like they're all just very straightforward. Hook, almost like older man coming of age story, remembers who he is. Like all of them are very easy to gravitate like just yourself towards the plot and just, all right, here's where he wants us, and nothing's going to change. You can figure out the tone that he set for the movie in the first 10 minutes, and then it's just a fun ride for 2 hours. It felt like Steven Spielberg was trying to like teach you something for 2.5 hours, and it was always something like the tone never was consistent. The lessons were never consistent. Character motivations changed on a dime, and like all of a sudden the villain just like villains like change and like just swap. There was just a lot going on, and it was very uncharacteristic. And so it's like maybe this style of film would have worked for a Steven Spielberg or a Aaron Sorkin. It doesn't. I'm sorry, for a Christopher Nolan or an Aaron Sorkin, it does not work for Steven Spielberg.
Did you say what?
Yeah. I'm glad if you didn't make that face. But you know what I mean? It would have worked for somebody whose comfort area is making movies that are harder, more intellectually stimulating films. It doesn't work for somebody that has made a career out of telling some of the easiest to understand films ever. Mm-hmm.
I'm not against him trying.
I'm not either.
Because
and that was
that's going against it. Yeah. But the issue is it's just like you got to land the plane. And unfortunately, I feel like you did.
Mm-hmm. Even the ending, which I think is the best part of the movie, like even that kind of ends open. And so it doesn't give any satisfaction. Like you're like, finally we're rolling, and then it just ends, and you're like...
Wait, because... Can we move into spoilers now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, we're officially moving in spoiler for Disclosure Day.
Yep.
Because they don't explain what even is the point. Like, why are the aliens there? Why do they want to be disclosed? Why are Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor's character even directly involved? Why did the aliens take them? Why do they have the ability to just go invisible? Like, why are all these things happening?
Yep.
You don't explain it.
What are those devices that they can hold?
Why does that happen? Why is that a thing? Where did they get that technology?
Why did the aliens choose them? Why is that? Why it's like their ship turns into Hansel and Gretel's
house? Why, if the aliens are the intelligent being overall, why are they constantly getting held captive and whatever?
Right.
Why do the people that are the actual good guys that are helping Josh O'Connor and Emily Blunt's character, why do they know about them being the two? Right. Why were they never told before? Yep. Why do they have an alien in their possession? We don't know anything. We literally don't know anything.
Why was it blocked off? Like, why was it removed from their brains? Like, their psyche, they can't recall.
Oh, it was a traumatic event.
Traumatic event? There was something with her dad.
Yeah.
Something with her dad that she had blocked out, but that had no payoff.
Let me just rant on a couple things.
Yeah, please.
Steven Spielberg, man. Come on. What are we doing? You go, and the aliens we've got in there are the most cookie-cutter vanilla, like... Oh, this is the labeled alien we've deemed. That's what it looks like.
You said it last night. The aliens in this movie. You said this. You said. You want to just say it? They look like the.
Yeah. Well, actually, Hannah said it to me. She was like, "It looks like the alien emoji."
They
literally the emoji.
It's like Steven Spielberg was like, all right. What has humanity just assumed from the beginning aliens looked like? What if they were just right the whole time? And it's like the teardrop-shaped head with the big eyes and the small mouth.
Right.
It's an alien
body.
emoji. Yeah. It's the alien emoji.
Yes. And I just couldn't buy a lot of what was happening. There's like a scene early on where he first shows the footage of the alien, and the reaction from the girlfriend just did not make sense at all to me. It's showing an alien. Like, to me, that's like kind of a... She looked at it like somebody was like murdering their dog.
She was crying.
She
started crying. Yeah.
Oh my, like there's a lot of other things going on. I just didn't buy it. The way that they were going back and forth was weird. Like the way they try to reveal that like he knows, like when they show the point that he can understand alien, they show the video and he goes, "So what? So what? You're telling me you can't hear it? You can't hear it." And it's like, it's just all of it was clunky. He's trying to escape. I'm sorry. He's trying to escape, and like he's hiding behind the fence. There's this whole squad out. They're all trying to find him, and he's just
moving right in.
He's moving in. He's running through, like, you're hearing the grass clapping. He gets in the car, slams the door shut, and he's like, you got it on the phone. He's like, you got to, like, dude, how do they not hear this guy? Why does no one see him? They start shooting at him. And they first, like, the time you see him, they don't shoot at him because he's got the device.
Yeah.
Then he's in the car, and they go, whoa, get after him. Then you see a couple of the guys shoot at him in the car.
Yeah.
But then other times they won't because they can't touch him. So you've broken your own logic. You're shooting at him one time, the other time you're not. You need him alive, now you don't. I don't get it. Yep. Anyway, sorry, that was it.
It didn't make sense either to me that the main villain, and I didn't even learn his name the whole time. What was his name?
I don't know. That's how insignificant he was.
The main villain in this movie, like he uses one of the devices in this like psycho chair to like he leans back in the chair and hooks his like brain up to this thing, and he holds this device in his hand, and he can like look at a picture of any person that the FBI like pulls up on this computer, and if he stares into their eyes, he can like mentally use this device to like put his brain in their brain and like project himself into whatever location they're in and speak to them directly, and he can almost like possess them and take control of their body. So he takes control of the girlfriend, and he like tells her like, you're gonna grab a kitchen knife and kill this guy when he comes you're gonna kill your boyfriend when he comes back in, because we're after him, and he has like government info. But then he sends the FBI after him. So it's like two opposing. Like, if you're gonna have her kill him, don't send the FBI in to disrupt the whole thing. Right. You know what I mean? You're gonna disrupt the thing. Yes. It didn't make any sense.
Yes. And also, let's talk about the ending. Why does he just let it all happen?
He just sits down. He pulls up a chair.
I assume the point is that he kind of realizes she's unstoppable.
Yes.
In theory. But the thing I find very utterly dumb about that is
they all walk away.
He goes, she's unstoppable, and I'm assuming that's what that is. Fine. However, the time where they basically have the two characters, she starts just changing into their face, like, of somebody that they loved or had, like, a connection with.
Yeah, she has
and, like, presents herself. And their reaction, all of them, is to go, oh.
Yeah, they step away.
She's unstoppable. No, she's not. You could have just grabbed her.
Yeah.
You could have just not looked at her face and grabbed her.
And
any single one of you.
They don't really distinguish whether she's actually moving them out of the way or whether they're just stepping out of the way because they're thrown off. Because in certain areas, it seems almost like she takes on the image of a person that the person she's in front of like has lost in their life. So like she becomes the villain's wife, like that he lost at a younger age. She becomes one of the ladies, like the lady's daughter who died or something. Like she becomes all these different things, and some of them just like are thrown off and kind of jump out of the way because they're just stunned. Others are like, I don't know why I'm doing this, and so at no point are you able to really tell whether she's controlling them or if they're just getting out of the way.
Bingo.
They have these powers, but it's not really shown what the deal is. And then they spend 45 to 55 minutes of this movie building up the powers. And then they like unlock their powers and potential together as like the main Josh O'Connor's guy, or it's right, and Emily Blunt's character. Like they unlock their full potential and like join forces, and then like they don't do anything with them.
No, right, yes. But again, like fine for them to have those powers.
Yeah.
But if you don't give us any sort of explanation at all,
right?
Like what can they do? So she can just make a whole like the whole house and all those people invisible. She can just. Right. Like, completely, there's zero power, and she can single-handedly make power happen. She can do whatever so that they all step out of the way and change into whatever. Right? Like, crazy how she has so much more. I would be so tight if I was Josh O'Connor. I mean, she gets so much more power than he does. Oh, he can interpret signals, and he can see them. Right? Also, you know what made me mad? Is his whole character, he can see the aliens, and they show this multiple times, where she can't. Remember this? Remember when they're first having that scene where they're like taken to that room finally, and he's sitting there crying because he has the alien right over his face, and she
can't. I didn't even know what that was.
And she can't see it. She can't see it.
That's why she was looking.
So that's the whole point of his, right? Is that he can understand them, he can see them.
Interesting.
Then though, why are the rest of the aliens visible? Why were they not then? You know what I'm saying? So like, how is that a gift?
And why could she see them as animals but not as aliens?
Yeah, bingo. Yeah. Like, there's just so many weird things like that are like looping where it's like. I can't make sense of it in a bad way.
And so were they just chosen as kids so that they could be the ones to ultimately reveal the aliens to the world? Or
yes, I'm assuming yes. But here's the question. Why were they chosen?
Yeah.
Why do the aliens want to be revealed?
Right.
What's their purpose?
Is it more just like full takeover?
I don't know. But again, that's why it's so stupid that if they had done the disclosure of it, like I wish this movie was less running from the idiot squad, the stormtroopers coming in, and like halfway through, we only do a little bit of it. Halfway through, we have disclosure day happen. That's when the Emily Blunt listen line happens.
So it's the aftermath.
And then we get to see what actually happens.
Yeah.
I don't get why we don't do that.
The whole time Steven Spielberg was marketing this movie in like one-on-one interviews, he was like, "This movie is a story. It's a dissertation on how would the world react and respond to an alien invasion. Like, would it challenge not just them as a race, but like would it also challenge their like fundamental beliefs in like higher powers because now you see this superior race that exists out there? Like, how would it challenge? and you only dive into that the final 5-10 minutes. And again, dude, best part of the movie, because it's like, yeah, dude, like, fascinating.
Yeah.
Seeing, like, humanity, like, you know, my favorite shot in the movie, it was when the alien footage was being broadcast to the world, and it was just going from Roswell to this to that to, like, all throughout.
Yes.
Showed presidents going through Area 51, and it was like all this. It was amazing. It was so good. My favorite shot was when it's showing like a montage of like people all around the world reacting, and everyone's just glued to their phones or a TV. Everyone's gathered around the TV as a family, or like my favorite shot is this bus pulls up to the curb and there's people on the curb waiting to get on the bus. The doors open and like nobody gets off the bus, nobody gets on because everyone's just watching the thing. Like I was like, now we're cooking. Like this feels like a Steven Spielberg thing. This is great, dude. But then it just ends, dude, and I just was like, no, man, like. Gosh, you
could have done a lot with that.
Again, like you said, that needs to happen like halfway through the movie so you could see more of that.
Yes.
Yes. It just felt like, man, and there's such a good like government conspiracy thing in here. Like within this movie is a really compelling. What if the government just knew about all this stuff and they were hiding? Like, because how many people have questioned that for so long? Like, that's such a good premise to work off of. And then you just don't tackle it. And I just was so bummed out.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Yeah.
It's such a bummer.
Yep, fully.
Like, even when Josh O'Connor's character shows the girlfriend the footage, and you see, like, Nixon hop off the plane, and they're, like, they're prodding and, like, examining an alien, and you see the alien kind of, like, move and react to the torture or whatever. Like, so fascinating, dude. But then it's filled with this, like, random character nonsense that it felt like a Disney Plus show where it like starts out and they're like, here's the premise, get on the train, and you're like, oh heck yeah, and then for 6 episodes it drags you through the mud, and then at the very end it's like, oh but our bad, we remembered why you were here in the first place,
right?
And then they somewhat land the plane, but by then you're already checked out. It was such a bummer.
Yeah, totally.
Such a bummer, dude.
Yes. And I want to speak to this because this is always a hard thing for me to like. I don't know how to. Maybe you can help me kind of just say this because I
if it's
think
what I think
agree.
You're saying, yeah.
You and I are both Christians, and I try to be very careful with this because a lot of times with movies, I understand I'll watch other movies talking about other things that don't necessarily involve us and wouldn't bother us.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it doesn't bother me maybe the same as it would bother someone else, right? So there's plenty of things like that. And I try to also be fair that sometimes like you do want to use religious ideas to be able to fuel movies. Sometimes what freaking bothers me though is when they take stuff that you believe specifically from the Bible and they're kind of using it in a way, I don't want to say a mockery way, but like it's just used in a way that kind of feels like it's a little like I don't know. You know what I mean? There was a couple things where they're quoting stuff in scripture or making things kind of come out of nowhere. Yeah. You know, and it just felt a little like, I don't know. I felt a little turned off by that.
Yes. What surprised me most was that was the case, and this is a Steven Spielberg movie. This is the same guy who gave us Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. In my opinion, the two very best depictions of like biblical themes in a non-religious faith-based movie.
Right. Because they give you the prestige. No, I don't want to say prestige. I know that feels wrong to say, but
specifically, The Last Crusade dives into, like, this religious artifact. Like, you don't understand. We're not meant to find this thing.
Yes, because this is bigger than us.
Yes, we're not meant to have control over these objects that
we ultimately don't.
Christ's possession. Yes. And it dove into it perfectly. And you had, like, the knight and the this and the that and the guy with the ego got what came to him. And it just felt very in tune with how it should go, you know, regardless of what you believe. It just felt like they tapped into a theme without having it be the predominant takeaway from the movie, and they danced around it very delicately, and they just executed a movie very well. I don't understand how we went from that to, like, you can quote scripture in a movie. And in an alien movie, frankly, where aliens are taking over the world, I would hope that at some point you're like, how does this affect my belief structure? Like, does this? Like, really? I mean, the Bible is all about how God created the world, and Jesus came to live and die for us, and like, so there's all this stuff about, like, the people on Earth. Now you're telling me there's life out there, and not only that, but it's as intelligent, if not more than us. What does that say about us? You know what I mean? Like, I can understand and respect that conversation is being had and tackled. you cannot tackle that and have that conversation so on the nose in the way that they do without a fundamental understanding of the religious themes that you're discussing. And the film consistently exhibits a complete lack of understanding.
It's so
and
shallow.
Comprehension.
It's so shallow.
It's like you're quoting scripture that in the context of what the verse is in the Bible, if you're familiar with it, has no bearing on what's happening in the story.
Yes.
And at one point it talks about what would you do?
Dude, let this cup pass from me?
Yes,
are you kidding me?
It made no sense in the context of the scene. And then you have stuff but in the Bible, doesn't it say that God made humans the superior beings in the universe? And it's at no point does any bit of the Bible say that, dude. You know what I mean? It was just kind of
yes,
you know?
Yes, there's the dominion,
yeah,
yes, but the way they're using
the way they're phrasing it and presenting it, it's not...
Well, he said on Earth.
Yes,
not that's come on,
that's
dude.
It's presented almost like the Bible left it open ended, and it's not the case, dude.
Yes,
and again,
what? Yes, yes, that's a good way of saying that.
And so I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm not complaining with a movie like this tackling that, because I would be stunned if aliens didn't come to Earth and people who knew about it weren't questioning everything you believed from the jump when you thought that we were the only ones out there. I get it. I can respect it. It's a conversation we would be having. But I feel like if you're going to tackle that, you need to know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't.
And I'd point to you and I talking about Knives Out a couple months ago, and as funny as it sounds, but Rian Johnson
also Josh O'Connor.
Yes. Actually understood, though.
Yeah.
Again, a movie that doesn't directly agree with you, maybe what we're saying, but the way they handle it, you can at least respect and appreciate, okay, you're coming at this from the actual understanding of what you're trying to tell.
Right.
You're not just making it here's a biblical thing we can toss out.
Right. And Rian Johnson is not a religious person now, but he talked in interviews when that movie came out about how I grew up and that was very formulative to who I am now, even if it's not something I consistently practice. Mm-hmm. And so at least you're going in with a base level promise to yourself of if I'm going to tackle this, I need to do it out of respect for the source material. You know what I mean? Because even if certain characters negate the morality in the Bible, or certain characters go against the at least I'm not wavering from what the biblical stuff is, or the you know what I mean? At least that is what it is, and the characters can waver from it.
Right.
But at least this is what it is. You know what I mean? It just felt weird. It felt like a weird extra thing to kind of be turned off by.
Yep. I have two things I want to add before I'm feeling good about wrapping this up.
Yeah, please.
Two stupid things. You know how in Star Wars they have the glup shittos? Where it's the complete random things. Yeah. I feel like this is me with nitpicking right now. This is what I want to do.
Okay.
Couple things. First thing that really bothered me, first scene of the movie, is him at that boxing match. He's just, or wrestling match? He's at a wrestling match and he's just watching on, right? If he has this device that is so impactful and he's running from people and all this other stuff, why is he just chilling at a wrestling match? What was that? What was that intro? Why is he just there right now with that on hand?
He has 18 terabytes of information that could destroy the world.
Yeah.
And
he's just sitting at a wrestling match.
And not only that, but I have to imagine that if you're bringing a backpack into an event like that, they would have had to check that out. So they're seeing and handling what are you doing there?
I don't know. And then the other thing, yes, exactly, is then they have his girlfriend. And he acts almost, I'm guessing he didn't know, but he's acting almost like he didn't realize it. Or he knew about it once he gets to her. He's like, they've taken my girlfriend and all this other stuff. And you're like, I don't think you knew about it, so why'd you act like that?
Right.
But then also, if you did know about it, why are you sitting at a wrestling match?
Yeah, right. Why aren't you looking for her?
What are you doing?
Yeah,
right now?
Sure, dude.
Why are you there?
And
I just don't understand that start.
Why are you out, again, like you said, why are you out and about with this stuff in your possession?
Why is he just there, chilling?
Yeah.
Second one. When she gets Emily Blunt is driving into work, and she gets pulled over by the cop, right? She gets pulled over, and he goes, all right. He's like, I need this, I need that. He's like, give me the actual license. He's like, I need you to step out of the car. This is before anything weird's happened yet. Mm-hmm. Why did he even need her to step out of the car? What was that about?
Right. He looks at the license.
Am I being dumb?
He looks at the license and he looks at her, and for
I know who you are.
I
need you to step out of the car.
He decides, I guess, that the license didn't match or something, even though her name's on there and
he knows her.
And she's like, it was an old picture, and he's like, oh, trust me, I know who you are, but step out of the car. It's like, what
was the whole deal there?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that sounds stupid, but it's like, what are you doing? Why was that even a thing? Why was he acting like there was some big deep? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car right now. Yeah, put your hands behind your head. Dude. It's like, what?
And there was just stuff like that scattered all throughout. Again, like you said, just breadcrumbs of like, we're going to tease this thing like there's a deeper thing here, but it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
And I started doing like a tally in my head, and when I got to like 35 things that made no sense, I just was like,
I'm out.
Sheesh, dude. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I just felt so bummed out, you know? But I would love for your dad to see this movie.
I would too. I think he would rip it apart. I think he would. I'd love it.
Your dad needs to see
He
this.
does.
Man. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I can't even say I would recommend at least a one-time watch of this
No,
movie.
I wouldn't. No. The third glup shit I had was this, and I think this is the...
Yeah.
Was this. I already talked about the stereotypes with
Yeah.
the alien thing, but like scenes like him being in the cornfield and it like all of a sudden the wind just blows and it draws out that like UFO symbol.
Yeah,
it's like what
A crop circle.
for
or whatever, yeah.
whatever reason. Like why did that happen
Made
anyway?
no sense,
but like
dude.
really like we've got to do all the stereotypes. It's like come on.
Yeah. I don't know, and I can respect Steven Spielberg's like overwhelming passion for alien life and extraterrestrial theory. Like I can totally respect it, but like he's done better. Like it's not even like there's better stuff out there. He's the one who made it. He's the one who made the better stuff.
I freaking love World of Worlds with Tom Cruise.
E.T. is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Like he does good stuff with it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Did you have a problem looking at the main guy? I could not stop laughing. Hannah and I were sitting next to each other, and
Coleman Domingo?
Yeah, dude, we were laughing so hard because we kept making jokes. We gonna call this the disclosure tour. We gonna call this one the out of this world tour. But he still was doing
so
some
funny.
of the same facial mechanisms where it was like
Yeah.
it was like the
Yeah.
it was so funny.
It's so funny. Coleman Domingo has this thing when he's like about to like drop like a sick line where he kind of leans forward and he's like,
Yeah.
he's been in everything this year.
Yeah.
I feel like he's about to be. Remember, he plays Norman Osborn in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
That makes so much sense
You're
now
gonna
that
hear
you
it
put
now.
that together. Yeah.
He's
I can
everywhere,
hear it
dude.
now.
He's everywhere.
That's so funny that you say that. Yeah.
He's the
Interesting.
man. He's cool.
I love that with voice actors when you all of a sudden put it together.
Yeah.
You're like, no way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Very
But
good.
that was Disclosure Day,
That was
dude.
Disclosure.
A bummer, dude. But at least it only goes up from here.
That was the
Hopefully.
disclosure. The movie sucks. Full disclosure, it sucks.
How are you rating this on a scale of 1 to 10 full disclosures?
I'd give it 2 disclosures and 4 days.
There you go. All right. It's
good.
Where do you want to go from here?
Do you want to go into Obsession or Steven? Or
I mean, would I?
let's go into Obsession first. I feel like
Please.
I want to go there
Please.
first.
You never did
Let's
your
do it.
official
Can we do a
rating.
rating?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, this is interesting. I'd like to say, before I say anything, a full 10, a perfect 10, is something I reserve for not just movies that I think are perfect, but like my personal, I would watch this on any given day. I just want to say that. So, like...
Is that a spoiler?
It's a very specific rating that I've restricted for a certain amount of movies. I just want to say that before I do or don't use that rating. Like a 10, if I don't rate it a 10, it's not because I don't find it a perfect movie. I just might not. Yeah. So
Okay. All right. Our rating of Obsession. 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna give it like a 9-8.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd go 9.5.
dude,
I loved
was
it.
Unbelievable.
It was so good.
Oh my gosh!
So
now, you
good.
saw this 3 weeks ago, and you've been holding out so that you could talk about it when we'd both seen it.
Yeah.
So I apologize for making you wait this long. 2, I think you definitely deserve the right
No,
to speak
dude.
first on this movie.
Dude, I couldn't even believe you got to see this. You saw this alone.
I saw Completely Alone.
That's nuts. That's actually
I
nuts.
saw Completely Alone in the middle of the day. It was a theater of, there were like 6 people. It was me. There was a girl in front of me. There was like an older guy in the front. You know, there's always some weirdo that's like staring up at it.
Dude, yeah.
Cranking
Crooking the neck, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a couple, like kind of towards the front.
Uh-huh.
And the girl had no idea that they were seeing, like, I don't know if she thought it was a romantic comedy. But like every time there was a jump scare or something, she was like, I didn't know this was going to be like, she was like, she
You
was
been
upset.
living under a rock, or what
Yeah,
you
I
doing?
guess so. She was upset. Please talk. Please go into this, dude. You've earned the right.
I think Project Hail Mary in some ways is a better movie. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I just got a feeling from this movie where there was Project Hail Mary, I felt like some things, having read the book, where I was like, hey, there's a few things maybe I'm like, I would love to be able to have seen this or this. Things that you're kind of going back and forth in your head, but you're like, that was great. Obsession, I just went out, and I was like, that was just freaking fantastic.
Perfect.
Just like no notes. Like nothing specific that I was like, this thing I need to talk about. I'm not sure about this or this or this. It just was great. It just was great. The way they do the suspension in it, like the way you're feeling like that uneasiness. When they decide to pay off moments, it's great. It's not like a supernatural type of thing, really. Well, there is theme, like elements of that, but like the way it's shown to you is not supernatural. That like it feels just very real.
Yes, it's psychological. It's more psychological torment,
right?
Than
so
supernatural.
It's really, really good.
Yes.
When they do finally give moments of like violence or just something intense, it is so out of the blue and like fast that you don't even believe it. And like a thing that horror movies I think really struggle with is they have no idea how to like create characters and make it feel like unbelievable for them to die. It almost feels like horror movies give you these characters just to kill them off. When the characters are in this movie, and I mean, it's been out for a few weeks, but so we'll spoiler.
This is just full spoilers of Obsession.
Yeah, but like when they present these characters to you, you're kind of like slowly seeing these characters, and you're like, I can't imagine them killing these people, right?
Yeah.
And then they do in like very gruesome and brutal ways, and you're like, dude, what?
Yes.
I literally couldn't believe it when the other love interest is there, and she finally is like, I was on your left for the kiss, and they're about to, and then the window shatters, dude, and it is so quick, it is so loud, and all of a sudden, literally I blink, and her head is being shoved into this concrete brick. I literally couldn't even believe it. So insane.
Can I actually say something about that scene?
Yes.
When that scene happened, let me actually say this. I was for the movie's what, 2 hours or an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and 50 minutes.
It's pretty quick.
It's not a long movie.
Yeah.
When from the moment he wakes up in the night and it pans across the room and she's in the corner and they give no indication that she's there at first except to just like linger on that shot for so long that you have no other choice but to kind of scan the back wall and you see her silhouette from that point on. What is that, an hour and 20 minutes? I was watching the movie through my fingers. I was like, and I don't really scare that easily. This movie completely terrified me. I have not been this scared by a movie since Hereditary, when the mom is on the ceiling and the sun goes up and she starts banging her head against it. It was like that scene, but for an hour and 25 minutes.
Yes.
The movie starts out and it almost like brings your expectations so far down to where you're like, oh, this is kind of, I'm having a good time. And it's like the second you decide that you're having a good time, it ruins your life. And I was like, oh my gosh. When they got to the part where that poor girl is telling Bear that she had feelings for him, and she's like, well, I was on your left. There were multiple points throughout I can't even there were several points. The point with the cat as the cat sandwich, the car scene, the scene with the friend wishing for $1 billion. Those were the 3 points. Like the second those scenes started, I don't know what happened in my head. I don't know if it's because we've just been very in tune with horror this year, like between Hokum, between Backrooms, there's been a couple this year that have come out.
Like Send Help, things like that.
Send Help. Yeah. I feel like just so much horror this year that I've almost figured out the formula this year a little bit. And so there were several points where when the scene started, I was like, I'm not totally positive that that's where this is going, but there's a slight suspicion in the back of my head that when she handed him the sandwich, I was like, it's Cat. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because she dug him up the first morning and put him on the floor. I think something just about her with the cat, and we can dive into this later, but it almost seemed like they were teasing if there was a connection between the cat and Nikki. I don't know, but I was like, that's Cat. When they were sat in the car, it kind of positioned the shot. So what was her name? Sandy? Or no, the cat was Sandy. What was the friend's name?
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah. Because we'll probably be talking about this scene for 20 minutes.
Right, I know. And I keep having to...
Yeah, what was her name? The friend who liked
Sarah.
Barry. Sarah, that was it. So whenever it cut to Sarah in the car, Sarah was like shoved to the far left of the shot, and it kept showing just the window. And so there was a part of me the whole time that was like, something's about to happen. Like I thought just like she was going to just slowly rise up through, like, you know.
That's
what
I thought was going to happen too.
And you know,
yes.
But like there were scenes where I was like, I think I know what's about to happen here. It doesn't matter. You could not have been prepared for like the shock value of the moments. Dude, by the time the car sequence had happened, we had already gotten a couple indications that like this movie was about to like hit the fan, and like some of them being like when Nikki like stands up and like slowly walks backward, and like you see like he's in the living room, he's facing one way, and she's just like walking around the house like all weird, like kind of like shuffling around. Oh my gosh,
so weird, dude. The like backwards walk. You know that one where she goes forward and then she's like.
Yes,
so
dude.
Weird.
Oh my gosh.
So weird.
So, you know what shock actually kind of got me at first? When he's in his house and he's texting somebody or calling somebody and he's talking on the phone and you think that it's like a tree or something through the window. You see like the lights and the silhouette. It's the night she comes over to apologize for being too much the night before. And he's like, and you see the kind of the light coming through the living room window, and then all of a sudden you just see her slowly like and they just like walk that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
So
but
good.
The movie does all sorts of stuff. By the time we got to the car sequence, when her head flew through that window, and again, I don't scare easily. Hand was over my mouth, and when I put my hands over my mouth, my hand was like that, dude. I was shaking.
Dude, I jumped when that happened.
Oh my god.
Because in the theater too, it was so loud, right? With like the glass shatter and everything.
And they don't. But the thing about this is, whenever like a scare happened, it wasn't like a quick jump. It was like, we scared you, and now just continue to be terrified for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she just jumped through the window, but she's also got a brick and she smashed her head into it. Like
I don't know if you felt this way though. I thought what was so unique about this movie is a lot of times when movies like that build up to that point, they go boom. Did you see that?
Yes.
It felt like it was kind of like it just happens, and then it's like yeah, so that happened, and you kind of just like keep rolling with it.
Yes.
And you're like oh my gosh. Like there's the point when Ian when he walks in the door, I just got $1 billion, and she immediately
turns and shoots him in the head.
When I say like 1 second, literally what happens is him saying that, her, boom, gun, boom, hits him in the head, boom, right back to where they're in the conversation again.
He's just dead.
Just right back like that.
Blink and you
just
miss.
happens like that. Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And to your point with the car scene, I thought totally what was going to happen because of the window is she's going to rise up and something's going to happen. Maybe they start running, whatever. I just could not believe, again, the thing that I thought was so impressive is how quickly they do these shots. I mean, my gosh, you blink, and her head is already smushed into the concrete.
Yes.
Like, it happens so fast.
Yes.
It almost looked like they shot it, and then they did it 2 times speed. Mm-hmm. It was unreal.
Yes. When the shot initially switches over to Sarah, she's full sprinting at the car.
Yeah.
But by the time the shot goes over to her, she's only like 2 feet away.
Yes.
So it's like she's coming in hot, but she's already there.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
dude. The movie plays into horror in a way that I don't recall any other movie really tackling horror before. I think about all these foundational movies in the horror genre, and I hate to keep plugging the Letterboxd. This isn't a plug. I'm just for anyone who
we don't plug that much. I feel like
but for anyone who like reads my Letterboxd reviews, because I know some of the listeners like follow it. I'm not trying to like be redundant here. This is my big takeaway. I feel like you have like this era of horror, whether it be like I think it was like the 70s to 80s, where these things were coming out. The Shining, Halloween, what are some like Poltergeist? Like you have these like foundational.
The Thing.
Yes, The Thing. You have these foundational horror movies that like when they came out, their existence pushed the genre in a new direction it hadn't been in before. Like you found a way to be scared in a whole new way. Body horror, like but with The Thing, I had never been scared in that way before. Like, but then suddenly I'm like repulsed and scared at the same time. With The Shining, I was less scared by like the supernatural stuff with the hotel, and more just like Jack Nicholson. Like it's really possible for a man to be this evil. With Halloween, it was like just the terror of like, what if you have an evil that refuses to die? Like, what if there's an evil that's out there that's looking for you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it? You can just hope to run and put enough space between you and the evil that you don't have to worry anymore. Like, what if there's no way to stop the evil? I feel like Obsession introduced a new way to be scared. It was like It was like, what if too much of a good thing becomes the reason to fear? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like love in and of itself is not scary, but what if you love somebody too much? What if you're really interested in someone? That's not bad. Everybody's been there. What if you're obsessed with them? You know what I mean? And what if you take it too far? You know? What if the person you like shows interest in you? That's not. Hey, go for it. But what if that interest is like misplaced and you start connecting the dots, and instead of walking away and doing the right thing, you double down. Like, then it's a bad thing. It was like, what if a good thing becomes too much of a good thing, and that becomes the reason to be scared? Gosh, dude, It was so good.
It's really good.
Such a good movie.
Mm-hmm. What I love too is I love so much that you feel so bad for every single character. Mm-hmm. There is again with them killing Sarah, like in that moment, terrible. I felt so bad because he finally, for once, like this movie's been going so bad, you finally feel like, okay, there's some ounce of like humanity here, something I feel good about. And then they immediately pull it from you. But the thing that really throws me, and I think this was the point, I don't know when you had your point, that was the first time I was like, this movie's peak. Mm-hmm. The moment I was like, this is probably my favorite of the year, I think, was right at the end when all of a sudden she's, again, her acting, Indy, was so good. So good. But there's that point at the end where she's in the creepy lady, basically, that thing. Yeah. And all of a sudden you see her switch the second Bear dies. You can see the eyes flip almost. Yes. And then the fact that she's just stuck in this mess now where she's killed she's killed all three of her friends essentially. Mm-hmm. She's now been doing all this stuff.
And her prints are on the gun.
Yep. She's literally had her whole life upended. She looks a mess. She's just in this ragged house.
She's going to spend the rest of her life in prison.
None of it her fault. She was the only one not directly doing anything in the movie.
Yep.
Whether or not other people were at fault in the movie or not, which I don't think so. I think the people saying that Bear's so at fault is ridiculous.
Really?
What?
Really, dude?
That he's at fault?
Yeah.
For what happened? No. He should have gone to somebody about it, for sure.
Interesting. Like, initially not at fault?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
People will say that. I mean, yeah. Well, because this is the big thing online right now that people are saying.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people saying that he is the clear-cut villain.
Yeah, like the obsession they're referring to is not Nikki with Bear. It was Bear with Nikki.
Yes. Right. I think at first it wasn't weird. Like, even when she's acting like she likes him and it seems a little odd, I don't think it's weird for him to have not done anything. What would you have done? Like, I don't think I would have changed anything. And then there's the point that hits where she tries to lock him in the house. The second she duct taped the house was the point I said, all right, he's got to go. Like, that's when you got to figure something out. Because, again, what are you going to say? Like, I used a one-wish willow? Like no one's going to get upset at you for that. Like, if you're a Bear, I mean, the amount of people saying that him using the one-wish willow and even, like, going with it to start where she starts acting a little weird and he still goes with it, like, nothing wrong there, I don't think.
No.
Like, how many people do stuff like that where you're wishing for something and then on top of it, like, you're looking at this through the lens of it being a horror movie, knowing that these things are on the table and possible. Yes. If you're in, like, that's your life, that clearly doesn't seem plausible at all.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, you know, in elementary school, you have a crush on a girl and you wish they'd like you back. It doesn't make you a freaking villain, dude. It just makes you somebody who's interested in somebody. You know? And it was a trinket from a souvenir shop. Like, of course it's like he was trying to find levity in a devastating moment in his life.
Yes,
because he really likes Nikki. Now, I want to question where his feelings were kind of like stemming from, because I don't believe it was love. Like, you even talk about how because
obsession.
You even talk about how because she's an author, like she was talking about the story she was writing and this and that, and how something like she's writing a romance, not a love story, and Bear says something like, aren't those the same thing? And so you kind of get a look into his psyche of, like, in his head, the sensation of feeling affection for somebody, regardless of knowing them, knowing where they feel, where they're at, if they're interested, like, that automatically makes it love, just because you feel something for somebody. And it's very much misplaced on his end. However, it makes sense then, because the only thing he was looking for from her was reciprocated feelings, that even if they are confusing at first, the moment she comes back to the car and says, I'd like to come back to your house, he was like, oh, shoot, all right. You know what I mean? Like, hey, right. She must have just walked inside and felt bad about how she handled the conversation and come back out. Mm-hmm. Like, in his head, it's like, you know, what a coincidence. And I feel like there's multiple different stages to this. When they spend the night together that first night, it's not inherently... It doesn't villainize him. When he wakes up to the cat, he should have been skeptical. Mm-hmm. And he really kind of just brushed that off like it was nothing. And I'm alarmed. I was alarmed by that.
Yeah.
when they're at dinner and he finds out that she had been lying the entire time about her dad. On a human to human level, that would have been where I cut it off.
Nice date.
Yeah, that would, on a human to human level, that would have been the deal breaker for me. Even if in my head I'm thinking is the only reason she's interested in me because of this One Wish Willow thing, I would have been like, all right, but no, she's just like nuts and it's over. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just go back to being friends if you're going to be like this. Mm-hmm. Like, in my head, it's like that's when you cut it off because clearly it's not a match.
Right.
It's not working.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
When he wakes up in the night and she's watching him sleep, and then he tries to get out of bed to go get some water, go to the bathroom, and she screams at him, dude, it's over.
Yeah, go.
Now we're at the point of no return.
Yes.
The moment he becomes the true villain of the story, because you could argue for like the first 30 minutes, and I'm not saying I feel this way, I think the moment he didn't leave after the dinner thing, I think he was taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
But however, I think...
I agree with that, yeah.
I think the moment... What was I about to say? Shoot. I'm trying to go through all the stuff. Come on. Where was it? No, don't lose it. I'm going to lose the thought. Oh, the moment he wakes up and tries to sneak out and the real Nikki breaks through and she's like, she's asleep. You gotta kill me. Kill me, because I need to be like, this is awful. Like, I don't agree to any of this, and you're taking advantage of me. And he's like, what are you saying? So you don't love me? Like, what is it that's so hard about me to love? Yeah,
you're right. The second
he says that, he is the villain with no point of return.
For sure.
It's like at that point you have a full comprehension of the fact that you're taking advantage of her. Not even to mention the bit in the car where he calls the number and the guy's like, would you like to speak to her? And then you hear her like screaming in torment because she's like trapped in her own body. It's like you have all these indications when she speaks to him one-on-one and is like, you have to let me go. And his response, rather than having like compassion for her or some understanding or some measure of like, I'm just as scared as you are. I would have even understood if he was like, wait, so you don't actually, like, this isn't real. Because in his head, it's like so much is happening. I would understand if he was like in shock and like not really fully grasping it. Mm-hmm. The fact that his response was like, what's so hard to love about me? It's like, dude, you get out of here, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, it's over. It's over, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree there.
And that was when he became like the villain with no redemption, mm-hmm. I feel.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would agree that him taking her back to his house the night of, like, mm-hmm. could totally just be chalked up to just confusion.
Yes. Can I ask you this as well? Do you think she liked him beforehand? Because when they have that first scene at the car...
Very interesting.
She's like, Bear, now's the time to tell me. Do you like me? And then he goes, no. And she goes, oh.
Yeah.
Like almost like she's disappointed. But they act like she has no feelings for him at all.
There's a couple things at play here.
Yeah, okay. Break this down.
Now, there's the dimension of she had been sleeping with Ian for months.
Yep.
Or what was it?
On and off.
2 years, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it was like kind of like these on and off flings, though.
Yeah, they said it was a fling. It was unemotional, and there was like nothing behind it. It was just they were like sleeping with one another or whatever for a couple years, just to like, I don't know, just to have a thing.
Yeah.
But they hit home the concept that there's no feelings behind it. Now, what's interesting is Indy in interviews has said when they were filming every scene with her and Bear from the beginning of the movie up to when she comes back to the car, she said that they filmed 2 different takes. One where she liked him and one where she didn't. And Curry Barker mixed the footage up, so you couldn't tell.
Interesting. Is that real?
Yes. So that's what's interesting to me.
That's great.
That's what's interesting.
That's really good stuff.
So now I don't think she actually had feelings for him. However, I think that she was somewhat aware that, like, if they were to become a thing, it wouldn't have been the worst thing. Does that make sense? I don't think that she liked him, but I also don't think she had written him off.
She was like intrigued by it.
And I think that her asking him how he felt was like her one like
lob.
She was lobbing it up to him, and it was like, if there's any chance, now's the time. And he chickened out on her, and she was like, all right, well, screw that.
Yeah.
Then. You know what I mean? And I think from that point on, she wrote it off. I don't think she liked him.
I like that.
I don't think
that's a great answer.
I don't think she had written him off. And then when he chickened out, she was like, well, if I can't trust him to be honest about his feelings, I can't trust him
I'm not doing this. Yeah. Yep. It's like, I'm feeling generous today. You can take me up or no?
Yes, exactly, dude.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Now, isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. I like that. That's really good.
Yeah.
That they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say. It was so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll be revisiting it all across the end of the year, I'm sure, with all the stuff coming up. And I'm sure it'll keep coming up in conversation. But easily better than Backrooms, in my opinion.
100%. Like, we saw Backrooms, and I thought that was great horror. This bodied it in just about every single way. Like, and again, this is no knock on Backrooms.
No.
I haven't seen horror so, like, well done like this. I can't even tell you when.
They're just
Get Out, maybe?
Dude, I freaking
like,
love
when
Get
has
Out.
horror been this good?
Dude,
you know?
That's probably two of my favorite movies, honestly, horror. I'm not, like, super versed in horror, so I'm not going to act like I am, but two of my favorite that I've seen is Get Out and Obsession now. Dude, and both of them had that same vibe of, like, uneasy where you want so badly for them to figure it out, and it's just weird. It's eerie. But
and like you said, the biggest tragedy is just that she's the only person you expected to die out of all this was her. And
yeah, but she's the only one
that's...
Yes, but she's also now, like, it's almost worse that she lived.
Apparently, they shot two endings. They shot one where she killed herself.
Really?
So they shot one where she wakes up.
I'm glad they left it where they did.
Yeah, they shot one where she wakes up and sees that he's dead, and she looks across the room and sees Ian, and then she looks across the other part of the house and she's Sarah in the chair, like, all sprawled out, and then she turns the gun on herself, and then, like, it showed, like, her body, and then it kind of panned up to the TV.
I think it's better that they do it the way they did it, because I think that shows you, it almost, like, leaves you in a spot where you're like, there's just so much loss here. And, like, you don't even know what to do with it. She could still do this, but when you kill yourself, it's like, it's all kind of relieved in a way.
Yes.
Whereas the other, it's not. So you're still left in a place of uneasiness.
Horror is the best type of horror when there's, like, it's not a total resolution. I hate to bring up Halloween again, but Michael Myers is defeated, but then she goes and looks over the porch and he's gone.
Yes.
It's like... You know what I mean? It's like Jack at the end of Shining freezes and dies in the maze, but the Overlook is still haunted, and now he's a part of it. Yes. You know what I mean? So it's like there's not like a total resolution.
Yes.
It's like, you're right. That's the best horror when it's the character. Maybe one of the characters gets out, but like it doesn't feel like it got resolved.
Yeah.
Horror kind of loses its weight when the weight is rectified.
Yes. Great way to say that.
But yeah, dude.
You want to move into our Spielberg tier list?
I'd love to. Yeah, we almost forgot.
Do that before we end? Yeah. Before we wrap? All right, since we've been yapping about this, we've already talked about a lot of these movies at some point. Let's try and speed run through this.
Yeah. We're doing a Steven Spielberg tier list?
Yeah.
How many movies do we have? What was it, like 15-ish? 17?
Yeah, 17, I think.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. So we're doing, for people that don't understand the tier list format, S tier is the top tier. That's like the cream of the crop, 10 out of 10s type of thing. A tier, B, C, D, F.
Right? Yeah, just ready to skip an E.
Yes. No E.
All right.
E's left out. All right.
Now, we apologize if we left out any of your personal favorites, but these are kind of like the consensus, most discussed, most universally adored.
Some of the other ones I haven't seen. And
Sure.
All right. We're starting off with Jaws.
That's got to be S.
Yeah, fine.
Think so?
Yeah. I would probably go A, but I understand that it probably should be S.
I think it's S, just pure pop culture impact, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
I get it. I mean, it's not of all the Spielbergs, it's not my favorite, but
Can I say if I had to give an overrated, it'd probably be my overrated answer. A couple people asked us for that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding, dude. Okay.
Is that crazy? Not because I'm coming at it from a place of disliking it. It's just in terms of it being 10 out of 10, I'm saying I think
there's
it's
another
overrated.
That's on this list that is my overrated, though.
Okay.
I'll let you
Do you want to list off while we do these, one of them come up with an underrated and come up with an overrated for one?
Oh, sure.
So say that when it comes up.
Okay.
All right. Next we got Jurassic Park.
That's probably S too.
Yeah,
I feel like Spielberg is like either the best that cinema's ever been or like right in the middle of the pack.
Yes. Yeah. I'd go S.
Yeah.
Wow. Next, we got Disclosure Day.
Hey,
I'd go D.
I'd go D as well.
I'd go D, especially if it's his list.
See if I'm feeling like I'm in a good mood, but it's hot in this room and I'm feeling upset, so I'm giving it a D.
All right, we got Raiders next. S.
Yeah, S.
S.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Gosh, what a guy.
All right. Next, we're going to Tintin.
A.
I'm okay with A.
It's not his best of all time. I think by default you just can't put it in that upper tier.
I'd probably go B, but I get A.
I'm gonna tell you something though. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's maybe this might be my underrated Spielberg movie of all time.
Oh, really?
This is one of the best like action adventure movies ever.
Interesting.
It's so fun.
Okay.
I love this movie, dude. I think I watched it like 50 times growing up. It was so much fun.
Really?
So good.
Wow.
I can't wait for the sequel.
Okay.
Because it's him and Peter Jackson again returning.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't wait.
That is cool. All right, we got Schindler's List.
Disclosure Day again. Disclosure Day again. You change your mind?
What?
Schindler's List, I'd put it A.
I feel like it's one of those you watch once and then never go back to.
Yes, there's no reason to. It's very heavy and it's just long, dude. Like,
yes.
you got to cancel the family plans to watch Schindler's List.
Do you know it's got like a 4.5 on Letterboxd?
I believe it.
It's crazy.
I believe it. I mean, it's a great movie. Again, like you said, little rewatch value.
Yeah.
And just a very heavy watch.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I finally made it through the end of my work week. Let me throw on Schindler's List.
Yes.
It's like
yeah. Yep. Next we got Temple of Doom.
Now, I grew up hating this movie. Mm-hmm. I loved Indiana Jones, hated Temple of Doom. I didn't like the monkey stuff. I didn't like Willie. I think it's Willie, the lady. The love interest.
Yeah, she's
and
awful.
I always thought it was weird that like Steven Spielberg like cast his wife as the love interest. Like it just felt weird. It was like
James Gunn. He is the James Gunn.
He was the James Gunn of the 80s. Yeah.
Wow.
But I just it's grown on me over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I watched it on the road to Myrtle Beach a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, I kind of missed. This is not a movie you watch and enjoy as a kid. Mm-hmm. I love the James Bond type thing they try and do in the beginning, where it's like he's in
I'd love that
Shanghai
too.
or something, and he's
with the
like,
mist and all that.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
I'd go C.
I'd probably go high C, low B. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'd put her in the C.
Yeah.
All right, we got Saving Private Ryan next.
This is probably now the movie as a whole A, but the D-Day sequence I'd say S. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
The second half of the movie is like it's good,
mm-hmm.
but like the beginning is unreal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
I agree with you totally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next you got Ready Player One. I actually haven't seen this.
Honestly, similar to Temple of Doom, low B, high C, and I'm not saying that to insult the movie. I think it's more just it's heavy on the CGI, mm-hmm. And it's very hard to like just kind of sit and enjoy it. Certain times it's like sensory overload.
Okay. Don't take your word for it.
But yeah, I mean, great fan service. A lot of cool references to like pop culture stuff in there. A lot of cool stuff. Almost like the Lego Movie, but imagine like pop culture Lego Movie. Like where it's all just like references to the movies. There's a really sick sequence where they go into The Shining, and it's really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's very cool. But the movie as a whole is just kind of a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And you feel very tired by the end. So I'd probably go low B, high C.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next you got Lincoln.
Probably A or B. A, maybe A. Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's great. It's like a really good. It's an A movie, I feel like, but I don't love it.
Sure.
So I'd go B probably.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
With that. Yeah. High B. Maybe high B.
High B.
Yeah.
High B. Catch Me If You Can.
You like this one a lot, don't you?
Dude.
I'd probably go low A, high B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I think this is my underrated of his.
Yeah.
It's like it's got good ratings and stuff, but like nobody talks about it ever. I love this movie. So good. It's so good.
Interesting.
Yeah. I recently just watched it again. I just gave it a 5 out of 5.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
So good.
Interesting.
Yep. All right. Next we've got War of the Worlds. I'm going A.
Are you? I'd probably go B.
Okay. It probably is B, but
Tom
Cruise fighting off aliens. I mean, sign me up.
Where does it get better?
It doesn't.
I actually didn't choose my overrated yet.
Oh. Is it still on here?
It's probably going to end up being Disclosure Day because it seems like we're the only two people who didn't like this movie. I'll say Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day.
On. Yeah.
Disclosure Day.
But yeah, War of the World's pretty good. I'd say B.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next we got Last Crusade.
Oh, this is S. I'm one of the people that love Last Crusade just as much as Raiders.
Yeah, I think they're both neck and neck.
I think if Raiders is the perfect adventure movie, I think Last Crusade is the perfect Indiana Jones movie. Come on,
that was you seasoning.
I'm talking, but y'all ain't listening. Y'all ain't listening.
So you know what we gotta do? We gotta talk about it. I don't know.
What's up?
Nothing. Let us know if anyone catches that reference.
That was a hint.
Yeah, that was a little hint for something to come.
A little sprinkle, something.
Something to come, maybe in August. I don't know.
Oh, hey.
I don't know.
Hey.
All right, we got Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
This is like C or D for me, though.
D
dude.
for me. Yeah, I really didn't like it.
I wasn't a fan.
No.
I think Disclosure Day is the worst Spielberg film since that.
That's a good take. That's probably a good take. Probably that I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
Then we've got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Last Indiana Jones on this list.
Can I actually say something?
Yeah.
Can I say? I think this movie's a blast.
Okay.
I have this as an A.
Whoa.
I know I'm in the minority.
Okay.
I loved this movie growing up. I know it gets wacky with the jungle, like rope swinging that Shia LaBeouf's character does. Like I know he's swinging through with the vines and the monkeys, and I know it gets weird with the aliens at the end. But like, dude, this movie is so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun. I love that they brought Marion back, and it was like Dial of Destiny. I didn't mind. In my head, this is the perfect ending for Indy.
Which is why Dial of Destiny sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
He has his family all together, and like you kind of tease Shia LaBeouf, like his son taking the mantle, but Indy takes the hat back, and it's like it's perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the perfect send off.
I'm with you.
I'm really a fan of this movie. If I had to pick another underrated all time of his, I really think it's this. And it could be that this movie came out I was 7 years old. It could be that I watched this movie 100 times growing up. Mm-hmm. I had all the Lego sets. I was obsessed with Indiana Jones growing up, and like this was my childhood Indiana Jones movie. So maybe that's it. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how much I like this movie.
I'd go B. I like it too. They do.
So much
I
fun.
don't love the alien stuff because I feel like it's too not Indiana Jones.
No, but like when they're uncovering like the language.
Yes, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
And like when he and Shia LaBeouf's character, like Mutt, when they like go into those like caves with the natives and stuff, and they're like hunting them with the blow darts and stuff, but they're like uncovering, they're peeling stuff back, and they're like figuring out like, is that a skull? And oh, dude, it's so cool. It's so cool.
That's why, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I think Dial of Destiny might be my least favorite sequel ever done. Like something done to ruin a thing.
Interesting.
Indiana Jones to me has always been the guy that can always get up and do it. And like I know they made it work, but like, and I actually liked the opening scene in Dial of Destiny. I know they use like that deepfake probably I think in that. It's really cool, but like at the same time they just undo like the thing I loved about Indiana. He's one of those characters I don't want to see old.
You're not supposed to see him old.
You're supposed to just see him at the top of his game. He's Harrison Ford going for it. You get a perfect ending with Marion, and like you literally like redo the same thing again.
Yes.
So the whole thing is he fell out with Marion, but then he comes back to her and they come together in 4. But then they fall out together to come back to each other again. It's like, come on, dude. And they just do it worse.
Such a bummer.
I hate that movie. I really hate that movie.
Yeah.
I thought you were okay with it when it came out, but I hate it.
I was, but again, Indiana Jones is my thing that, like, I try my very best to, like, look on the bright side with all the Indiana Jones movies because I don't want to have one that I point to and I'm like, that one sucks. I think I still have it at, like, a 5 out of 10, but, like...
Well, I'll do it for you.
Please hate it, because I'm not brave enough.
That one sucks.
I'm not brave enough to, but, like, I just... yeah, again, it's 5 out of 10, but there's no Indiana Jones movie that you should be able to look at and be like, that's the one that is, like, the outlier. I hate that. You know, it's a bummer. But... that would be my other underrated. I really think people missed out on a good time with that one.
Yeah.
You know, by not just, again, I hate the whole turn your brain off thing. But if you can just kind of ignore like 2 or 3 glaring issues with that movie, it's just as much fun as any of the other Indiana Jones movies. Crystal, I'm talking.
I would like to say, I decree it. I'm a defender of the turn your brain off take.
Are you really?
Yeah. You have to use it in the right context.
Right. It can't just be whenever there's a bad movie. Like, yeah.
But there are times it's like, yes, is this thing stupid? But like the rest of the movie is just so much fun.
Yes.
Just ignore that.
Yep.
Like just ignore it. We can acknowledge it and then ignore it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we got one left.
That's a good take. Right,
E.T.
That's probably yes. It's probably yes. Yeah. That is probably the S.
That's
the other S one. There you go.
That's the S's.
Hey, there you go. The big S. You feel good? I feel
the
pretty
old
good.
big S, yeah.
Yeah.
Before we close, there's one thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
This is
a safe space.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. This is a thing that I wanted to bring up to you and also for our listeners because a lot of them we've actually gotten to, again, shameless plug for the Discord. We've gotten to talk to them a lot. And,
yeah.
I brought this up recently.
Uh-oh.
A while ago, I reviewed the first 3 Harry Potter movies, and then I took a little break.
Yeah.
I actually just got to watch the 4th one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So we got through the 4th one, so I wanted to give a rating, because I thought this would be a fun exercise. So let's talk about it. It's The Goblet of Fire.
I can't wait for you to get... I really hope you get into this franchise at the end, dude. I know you hate the first 3, but it's like...
Right now, it's 3-1-2 is my ranking, as of now.
From top to bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 I gave 5 out of 10.
Okay.
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 Do you want to count me in?
Yeah. All right. So Josh's rating of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. 3, 2, 1.
8.3.
I'm in. Are you serious? Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Dude, it was great. It was really good.
Let's go, dude.
Can you believe that?
No.
It was really good.
Oh, that's sick. What did you like about it?
You know what's even more funny about it? I was sitting there through the beginning,
dude,
and I was nitpicking every little thing. I was trying to hate on it so bad.
Yeah.
And I got to a point in the movie where I was like, you know what?
Oh.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
what
good.
was the point?
Toward the end, dude, they take the scale up. It's the first time in the movies where they've like told just a general story where like these things that you're doing like fully make sense. There's actual stakes to it,
and they
There's
matter
scale.
to what's happening going forward.
Yes,
yeah.
The action fits what's happening,
sure,
and
sure,
like
sure.
the results fit what's happening.
Oh,
everything just fit what it was. You know what I'm saying? I like the side stuff they do. They do enough stuff where you are like into the other things going on.
Yep.
But also then when you switch back to the other stuff, you're like, all right, I'm in.
Oh,
I like the darker vibe to it totally.
Oh yeah, it only gets darker, so it's
the thing that's bothered me so far has been the weird things that are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Wait, there you go.
That's the analysis you pay for.
Real
the
deep
weird
stuff.
things that are stupid.
That's real deep stuff. That's why they pay us the big bucks.
But like for instance, the things I griped about, like the scar being and him touching it, the power of love, killing him,
sure.
and it being in Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh, the rat, and the rat runs off.
Yeah.
Tried to let that not bother me. The fact that they let the rat run off, and he's the reason that basically all of this happens now. That Voldemort's back. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So Voldemort's back because they let the rat run off.
Yes.
That was a goofball, stupid guy in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, I'll ignore that. I will say, did think about this after the fact. Barely. They show it for about 2 seconds. No Quidditch.
Oh yeah, I guess not. wait.
I'm in. That's it. That's all it took.
Yeah.
2 seconds of Quidditch and I'm out.
Yeah.
1.3 seconds, I'm out. Dude, I was into it. Man, I just actually had a good time with it. I couldn't believe it.
You enjoyed finally seeing Voldemort, the payoff for finally having Voldemort?
Yeah, and I thought the ending was cool. It sets up for some cool stuff where you're like, all right.
It only gets better. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it only gets better.
The wand off was cool.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Right.
That's what
that
it's all
was
about.
nice.
Yeah,
and the fact that they kill Robert Pattinson's character, I was convinced he was going to be bad because I was like, if he's only in this movie, clearly he's going to turn around and be bad and whatever. And finally, they broke the stereotype of the new professor being the bad one. Actually, no, they didn't. I lied.
Kind of.
No.
Kind of, because the real guy was held up.
Yes, right. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like kind
when
of
did you
mixed.
clock that he was actually up to something?
Fairly early on.
Fairly early.
Yeah. I'm not usually somebody that's like Mr. on top of it, but I was.
Sure.
I was kind of like.
They kind of.
It was the second he did the box where he's like, don't you wouldn't believe me if I told you, and then I was like,
oh really?
And then all of a sudden he does something else where he was up to something, and I was like,
I remember. I think it was the moment. What was I'm trying to?
But the second he leads him back to the house, you're like,
there's a moment he's talking to Harry or like Malfoy or something when he confronts Malfoy and he's talking to it was maybe Dumbledore and like Barty Crouch Sr.'s in the background and Mad-Eye Moody does the thing where he like flicks his tongue and you could see like Barty Crouch Sr. being like,
yes,
he like clocked it.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid I was like, oh.
Yes.
You know?
Well, you see him like also right off rip zoom in on Harry like in his weird eye.
Yes.
So you're like, he's probably up to something.
Yeah, something.
You know what bummed me out though about it?
What's that?
David Tennant is. I have not seen Doctor Who really. Mm-hmm. I saw it a bunch growing up when my dad would always watch it. Other things going on. Mm-hmm. So like I understand the universe, but I don't like know the story.
Yeah.
David Tennant was probably my favorite Doctor I got to see. And I have not seen him in a bunch of stuff, but I thought he was a really good actor at the time.
He was great.
And then when I saw this movie, I was like, oh my gosh, David Tennant's in it. And then they like don't use him at all.
Yeah.
Like at all.
I would actually love
Does
to
he
see
come
him
back?
No. I would love to see him return in the show
I'm back
as
out.
somebody else.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see him come back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He feels like he fits the universe well.
He does, yeah. And at the time, he was at the top of his game in Doctor Who. So it was like when he appeared as Barty Crouch Jr., it was like everyone was like loving it because it was like he was the guy.
The guy, yeah.
But yeah, dude. Oh, that makes me so fired up.
So I'll keep going.
Oh, that's great, dude.
We'll try and get through.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm going to see if I can get one this week.
Please let's see Deathly Hallows Part 2 together. I know I said that back in like October when you were starting to watch these movies, but yeah, please let me know.
We'll get through it.
We got to watch that just like we did with At World's End. Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. What do you think? You want to get near an air conditioner and cool off?
Yeah.
Golly. Man. All right.
But as always, Nixon 5.